días. Buenos días. I'm pinch hitting. I go, everything with me is baseball. I'm pinch hitting. Juan Candelaria is stuck in traffic, but he will be joining us very shortly. Yo soy Geraldo Reyes, representante estatal de Waterbury, Connecticut. Hoy estamos aquí celebrando a Puerto Rico. So, welcome everybody to the Puerto Rican Latino Caucus and my esteemed colleagues here, Representative Sánchez, Santiago, Rosario. ¿Quién más están? Adiós. ¿Y los demás? Okay, well, all righty, we're going to start. Wait, listen, we're going to kick it off very quick. I'm going to turn it over to the guy who's running the show statewide, Sammy Vega. Vamos, vamos, Sammy, vamos. Vamos encima, mijo.
¿Cómo está mi gente?
Bien, bien.
Okay. Well, thank you, State Rep Gerardo Reyes, State Rep Jimmy Sanchez, and Milagro Acosto for helping the coalition to host this press conference. And thank you to all the members of the Puerto Rican Latino Caucus for their support. On behalf of the CICD Puerto Rican Parade, Queens, board members, I want to officially welcome my brothers and sisters from the coalition to Hartford, La Capitale. Together we gather to celebrate not only our vibrant culture, but also the strength of our unity as Boricuas. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the media who have covered our events in the past years, shining light in our effort and ensuring our voices are heard. Your support is invaluable, and we deeply appreciate your commitment to highlight the rich of our Puerto Rican heritage. Today, as we come together, let us reflect the incredible coalition we have formed across 7 towns: Hartford, New Britain, New London, Meriden, New Haven, Bridgeport, and Waterbury. This coalition, known nationwide, como ven ahí, Los Boricuas de Connecticut, embodies our mission to preserve and elevate our Puerto Rican culture. From organizing parades and festivals, hosting galas, offering scholarships, providing relief efforts in our town and Puerto Rico, conducting cultural classes for our youth, and sharing resources, our dedication to uplifting one another remains unwavering. Our work is not about celebration. It's about community, building network of support that enhance our cultural identity and enriches our lives. Each event we organize and every resources we share strengthen our bond and showcase the beauty of our heritage. Lastly, I want to offer my special thank you once again, the Puerto Rican and Latino Caucus members. Your support for the Connecticut Coalition underscores the importance of our mission and recognize our contribution to the state. Together, we continue to pave the way for future generations and embrace and celebrate their Puerto Rican identity. Thank you for being here today, for your commitment for preserving the heart and soul of our culture. Let us continue our journey together with pride y pasión. Now I have the honor of bringing our next speaker, my brother from New Haven, president of PRU and chair of the coalition, Joe Rodriguez. I just made him chair. Joe Rodriguez.
We're for that.
Yeah, I guess that well, that's news to me. My business cards don't say chair. Thank you, everybody, for welcoming not only New Haven, but our coalition, our brothers and sisters. I know it's been referenced, but I will say it again because we cannot do what we do statewide without the support of our legislators. They have truly, in recent years, enabled us to elevate our work by state funding. So again, thank you to the Puerto Rican and Latino Caucus. I see Chris Rosario, Jerry Reyes, Hilda Santiago, Bobby Sanchez. I know Jimmy Sanchez currently is in, I think, Puerto Rico, actually. So he cannot be here. Candelaria, Representative Candelaria is on his way. Minnie Gonzalez and so many others who are members of this important coalition. Thank you for the support. I also know that we have some local Boricua electeds in the House, and I'm a firm believer of acknowledging those who are in the communities doing the work. So I see Alder Jose Crespo from New Haven, New Britain Councilwoman Iris Sanchez, Hartford Councilman Amical Hernandez also. And if I miss somebody, we'll certainly acknowledge throughout the day. So really briefly, we're going to discuss the coalition, what we do, and then every cultural organization from across the state will have about 2 minutes to discuss their summer event while unveiling a beautiful image that will be circulated far and wide on the press as well as in social media. It's our official summer flyer that will be, again, posted far and wide. So the coalition has been around for many, many years in different formats, well over 10 years. However, for the last 4 years, we've taken steps to formalize this body. And what I mean by formalize is strategically work together to support one another. So we meet, if not monthly, bi-monthly. We coordinate to do events statewide as well as individual events. As some of you may know, roughly 2 years ago, we went to Puerto Rico for the first Puerto Rican Day Parade in San Juan, which was created to spark tourism and excitement in Puerto Rico. So we've been taking steps together to be one community, but also taking steps to tighten and strengthen our communities locally across the state. We also came together when Puerto Rico and our brothers and sisters endured disaster for Hurricane Maria, the earthquakes that tore through the southern part of the island. We raised well over $10,000 to support nonprofits. 2 years ago when we went to Puerto Rico, we were able to distribute $6,000 to nonprofits on the ground, literally check in hand when we went to Puerto Rico to nonprofits that were doing the work. So the work we do is not just cultural preservation and celebrating, waving our flag. It's fun, it's pride, and we'll continue to do it, but it's community work. We're in the community supporting our brothers and sisters here as well as in Puerto Rico. You're gonna hear a lot today about the cultural preservation and that celebration, but I also wanna talk about what happens this summer and how we support this state economically. Economically. These festivals and parades and summer activities serve as an economic boom in Connecticut during the summer. These parades and festivals are hiring local artists, local vendors, businesses. Hotels are being booked, lodgings being booked across Connecticut for people that are visiting these events. Local restaurants are benefiting from these summer events. From parking garages, parking meters in which local municipalities benefit from when our guests come to our cities for these events. It serves as an economic boom. In New Haven, just a small number, we had 10 food trucks. Each food truck generated roughly $5,000 to $10,000 each in profit, just for one day. And I know similar is true in all other cities and towns that have parades and festivals. Local artists were selling paintings and masks, vejigante masks, and other paintings and art. So again, it serves as an economic boom. And that's why we lean heavily on our state of Connecticut partners to support what we do, because it is an economic boom. It is a tourism boom. And it should be seen that way to the broader community. So again, thank you to the state. And I'm gonna ask Willie to step forward from New London. He's also with Taino Production and played a huge part in designing our summer flyer schedule. If we could unveil that, if all the committees can come forward, Milta, Rafael. We're gonna quickly unveil it, and then we'll end with each committee talking about the summer event. Cool?
He's moving towards us. Meet there. See? Look at Jerry moving me around.
All right. Again, this will be the summer poster that'll be shared far and wide. I'm gonna let Willie talk about the image and why it is. Can someone do a drum roll?
I got a drum.
Drum. Here we go. Ta-da! Woo! Willie, you just want to quickly talk about the image, and then we'll go one by one?
Yep, so welcome everyone. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here next to our brothers and sisters. This image is something that we had an idea on for a few years, but couldn't find the right person to get it done for us. The creator of this flyer is here today. His name is Efren Santiago, if you can stand up. Efren is Ephraim is a native to New London, and he's also Puerto Rican, and he has served in our military. So thank you, Ephraim. Thank you all. Beautiful job. Thank you.
Thank you. So again, that image will be circulated post press conference on all our social media platforms, and hopefully with the help of the press, we can also send this image. I think Sammy will probably send it to press digitally, so you all have it. You good? We're good? All right. All right, here we go. Here's the fun part. So one by one, every cultural organization will have an opportunity to talk about their summer activity and what's happening in the city and town. We are going to start, but before I do, since I feel like the energy just sort of left. So, yo soy boricua. Pa que tú lo sepas. Yo soy boricua. Pa que tú lo sepas. All right, there, it's back. It's back. It's back. First, leading off to talk about what's happening in Eastern Connecticut, representing Borincans United of Eastern Connecticut, Liz Quiñones.
Buenos días. My name is Liz Quiñones, and I'm the Vice President for Borican United of Eastern Connecticut. And I'm accompanied by Willie Quiñones today. He is our festival coordinator. Borican United was born in 2022, emerging from a dedicated collective of Puerto Ricans committed to organizing a cultural celebration in the Eastern Connecticut section, specifically serving the New London and Windham counties. Thanks to the support and mentorship of the Connecticut Puerto Rican Coalition, as well as the funding of the Puerto Rican and Latino Caucus of the CT State Legislature, we were able to officially organize as a nonprofit organization, and that has been huge for our success. Since then, we've proudly hosted our very own festivals and cultural pageants. Like our fellow coalition members, we remain committed to our mission, celebrating and preserving our vibrant cultural heritage while fostering a cultural pride in our younger generations. With that spirit, we are excited to invite everyone to our second annual Miss Puerto Rico Youth Cultural Pageant, which will be happening on May 3rd, starting at 1 p.m. at the Montville High School. And then we want you all to mark your calendars for our biggest event of the year, the Borican Festival at Ocean Beach Park in New London. That's going to be on June 14th, starting at 1 p.m. as well. We'll be featuring Movimiento Cultural from New Haven with their powerful bomba music. And for the first time in the U.S. mainland, we'll welcome the full Choco Band. It's a merengue group direct from the island of Puerto Rico. We're also thrilled to introduce a young, talented, rising Puerto Rican who will always be special to our hearts. He is making a huge ripple in the Puerto Rican community. He is going to be our featured artist, and he'll be announcing his official participation in our festival through his social media. So follow us on Borican United of Eastern CT on all social media platforms. But I heard that we can make the grand reveal today. And so we're excited to be welcoming Christian Alicea to our event this year. So make sure that you pack your coolers, bring your beach chairs, your sunscreen, and all your Puerto Rico gear. And we hope to see everyone there. No se lo pierdan. Gracias.
Thank you, Liz. And again, for those who don't know, Christian Alicea is an amazing salsero from Puerto Rico. His salsa in the recent years has just rippled across the salsa community. So that's very exciting. Our next speaker representing the Puerto Rican Parade of Fairfield County is its chair, Milta Feliciano.
Good morning, bienvenidos a todos. I'll just reiterate what our partners have said. We want to thank the state legislature, the Puerto Rican and Latino Caucus for the funding that you guys have provided us. It has helped, I know, our organization grow within the last couple years, and so we want to thank you again for that. First, before I give our lineup this year, I just want to let everybody know that we suffered a great loss earlier in March, we lost our past president, Frankie Colon. I know he worked with several of our coalition partners, and if we can, I know I'm gonna take maybe a little bit more than 2 minutes, but I'll just ask for a quick moment of silence, please. Thank you. I just want to give information about Frankie. He served our committee from 2019 to 2023. Frankie was also known as Huepa Colon because every time you saw him, all he said was Huepa! And so he was nicknamed Huepa Colon. He's a dedicated father, brother, husband, and it's a huge loss to our community because wherever you saw Frankie, you saw his Puerto Rican flag, and it's a great loss for our city, but he'll be remembered in our thoughts and our prayers. Thank you. So our theme this year is Unidad Boricua, Nuestra Fuerza, Nuestro Destino, which translates to Boricua unity, our strength, and our destiny. Our flag raising this year will kick off on Saturday, July 12th at 45 Lion Terrace at 1 p.m., so please feel free to join us. That sets off all our festivities, followed by Sunday, July 13th, starting at 11 a.m., where we kick off our parade down our beautiful Park Avenue, and we end at Seaside Park. Our musical selections start at 1 p.m. So this year we have sort of an eclectic sound of music, if you would say. So we'll start off with representing our culture and history with Bomba y Plena performed by Ministerio y Danza Folclórico de Bridgeport. Our musical selections this year are Salsa Funk Band. They're a modern-day urban funk salsa band. We also have the Cover Girls, which covers freestyle music. We also have Agua Pa Chocolate, which is a traditional salsa merengue group. And we have Conjunto Imagen, which is also salsa band. So hopefully you guys will join us and enjoy all the festivities throughout the state that we've been able to provide. Thank you.
And then the exciting piece about these festivals and parades, there's something to do for everyone, right? You just heard from Milta, there's salsa, música típica, there's freestyle, there's family activities. Literally, we attract young, Puerto Rican, Latino, white, black, you name it. It's a attraction for all. So it's gonna be exciting summer. The next, representing the Meriden Puerto Rican Festival, which I think separate from the Connecticut Parade, which celebrated 60 years last year. It's one of the longest running festivals in Connecticut with over 50 years, correct? 58 years the Meriden Puerto Rican Festival has celebrated. So representing the Meriden Puerto Rican Festival, we have Don Hector Cardona.
Thank you all. Like Joe said, my name is Hector Cardona. I've been with the Puerto Rican Festival now since 2010. We've been in existence, like Joe said, 58 years. And we try to do the best that we can. We don't have a parade yet because I don't think Meriden is ready for a parade of this size. But we're working on that. We've been talking about that, but who knows? Maybe Hilda, where's Hilda? Yeah, right, yeah. So, but no, this year we're planning. Our festival is going to be on August 3rd, and we have music, like, find a Boricua that doesn't like music, We're going to try to have. We're working on the bands. We have some of the bands already committed, but we try to get salsa. We try to get strings, cuatro, jíbaro music, which is part of our culture. And we're also going to give out 5 $1,000 scholarships. I'm trying to incorporate that into our festival because these kids are our future. They're going to be standing here someday. So So I just hope everything works out, and I'm sure it will, 58 years later. And hope to see you there, Merritt in Hubbard Park. Huh? August 3rd. August 3rd, yes. At Hubbard Park. Very good.
Thank you. And again, all these dates will be sent to the press as well as the image so you can help circulate. Following Meriden, we have my hometown, New Haven Puerto Rican Festival, and representing the festival today is my fellow board member and co-founder, Jonathan Rivera.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Good morning. It is an honor. Look at this. Look at all these people. It is an honor to be here, around everyone here. Like Joe said, so I'm Jonathan Rivera, spokesperson as well for PRU. We're ready. We're looking forward to all these festivals. Our festival is going to happen August 9th, downtown New Haven Green. ¿Qué van a esperar? What can you look for? Everything from music, local bands, to 10 food trucks, to local artists. It's an event not just for Puerto Ricans. It's an event for every Latino, every person. Doesn't matter where you come from. If you want to come have a taste of our cultura, nuestra cultura, come to New Haven, come to Hartford, come to New Britain, and all the other towns and cities to have a good time. Again, that's going to be August 9th. Please do follow our social media, PRU Inc., our Instagram, our website, pruinc.org, and you'll find all the other information. Our headliner, we're working on that. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. So follow our websites and our social media. So you'll find out in the next 2 weeks. We do have a headliner, but we can't announce it yet. And you'll see who it is. We're looking forward to it. We're ready to have a good time. Bailar salsa, freestyle, lo que sea. Pero tú sabes, we're gonna have a good time. Follow our social media. Thank you. I do want to say thank you to our main sponsor, LEAD, Latinos for Education. Educational advocacy and diversity. I know Mr. Crest was here representing them. Without them, and of course our sponsors and our volunteers, thank you for everything you do. Again, muchas gracias.
Yes, and I echo, thank you, LEAD. We have to pay the bills, so thank you, LEAD, again. For a fourth time, thank you, LEAD. Appreciate you. Thank you, LEAD. Following New Haven, we have the New Britain Puerto Rican Festival. Our sister from New Britain could not be here due to work, but I can tell you the New Britain Puerto Rican Festival is July 26th. It will be held on High Street, where the Puerto Rican Society Club is in New Britain. It's an amazing an event with food trucks, music, live on the street. I know we have Representative Sanchez here from New Britain. Do you want to say a few words?
Sure, why not? I know that this festival has been going on for so many years in the city of New Britain. And there was a while there after the pandemic where we didn't have the festival, but it's back. It came back last year, and we hope to have it every year. And the Puerto Rican Society Club in New Britain has been around for I think 60 years. It's one of the longest society clubs, I think, in the state of Connecticut. So we're very proud to hold the festival again this year, and we look forward to having everyone join us on July 26th.
Thank you, Representative Sanchez. And again, July 26th is New Britain. And so we have New Britain, which Representative Sanchez mentioned, recently returned after a long hiatus a few years ago. Well, we're so happy because New Britain has one of the highest concentrations of Puerto Ricans in our state. And another city that recently returned, and I mean returned strong 2 years ago, is Waterbury, which equally has a high concentration of Puerto Ricans. And I'm going to ask Representative Reyes from Waterbury to do the introduction for Waterbury.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Thank you. So it's an honor and privilege to, I wanted to make this announcement because Waterbury that has been missing off the map, not because we didn't have the passion and the spirit, we just didn't have the leadership to get it done. And I have no problem standing up here proudly supporting all my colleagues from Waterbury who actually rolled up their sleeves and years ago said they're going to have a Puerto Rican Day parade after we hadn't had one since the 60s. And we haven't had a Puerto Rican parade in 25 years. And I got to tell you, it started out with some hiccups. It wasn't easy. These guys fought the community fights, the political fights, and here they are today with one of the greatest festivals and one of the greatest parades, putting Waterbury in the state of Connecticut, in Puerto Rico, and Alto. I'm going to present to you the Afro-Caribbean culture, Rafael Feliciano Waterbury.
Well, every year I bring Jerry a gift. I've given him a Vejigante, so this is him. It says Waterbury, Isla del Encanto, Puerto Rican plate from the brass city, the Taíno capital of the world. Good morning. Buenos dias, damas y caballeros. My name is Rafael Feliciano Román. I'm the board president and founder of the Afro-Caribbean Cultural Center, the Greater Waterbury Pride Committee, the Pride Committee, and the Greater Waterbury Puerto Rican Day Parade and Festival Committee. I'm joined here today with a beautiful eclectic mix of bad, bleep, amazing Taína women and warriors who are on our board of directors: Denise Martinez, Alexa Encarnacion, Mari Blanca Gutierrez, and Victoria Encarnacion. We also have with us today Miss Puerto Rico of Greater Waterbury, Alana Ferrazzi. We have our candidate for Miss Teen Puerto Rico, Miss Teen Utuado, Puerto Rico, Nicole Martinez. And our pageant is a co-pageant honoring our Dominican Taíno kindred. We have our contestant for Miss Teen Los Minas, Dominican Republic here, Francisca Cabrera. Un aplauso for the Waterbury delegation. Like Jerry said, the city of Waterbury, and I like to give history and context because it's important. 1969, Samuel Tirado Sr. approached an amazing Maria Sanchez from the state of Connecticut, statewide Puerto Rican Day Parade and Festival in Hartford, and said, hey, Waterbury, Connecticut in 1969 had on its census at that track only 5,000 Puerto Ricans on its rolls. But Waterbury needed a Puerto Rican Day Parade and Festival. So the statewide coalition back then allowed Waterbury to have the first statewide parade and festival within Waterbury's limits in 1969. 1999, a young, strapping Geraldo Reyes. We had an amazing crew of other folks from Waterbury, Victor Lopez, Victor Cuevas, a whole group of folks got together in 1999 and said, let's honor that again. Waterbury needs to have its culture there. That 1999 statewide parade had over 50,000 spectators in the city of Waterbury. There was a young Boricua boy on East Main Street in front of the Rundown Palace whose abuela took him to his very first Puerto Rican Day parade and said, yo soy Boricua pa que tú lo sepa. That was me. My grandmother Meling Mejil took me, and from then I got the Boricua bug. Waterbury had not seen a parade and festival in 25 years, like Jerry said. And yes, we petitioned. Over 5,000 residents signed a signature. We held a bombazo in the back of Pan de Cielo Bakery. We worked hard with our founding members, Lisa Medina. We had, John Martinez, Cynthia Cabrera, and so many others who helped, Lindsay Santiago. And we fought. We hit the pavement. When the city told us no, we're Boricuas. We'll take over any parking garage, parking lot we could take. And we did it. And last year, we brought back the Waterbury Puerto Rican Day Parade and Festival. I can't announce a headliner myself. I will say, though, I'm voluntolding them, but our headliners are our host and MC, so we hope Jonathan and Liz will rejoin us as our MCs this year. Give that a round of applause. No contract signed, but I'm just, I'm putting it out there. Waterbury is a coalition. I want to thank Jessica Ocasio and Maritza Rivera of the Rivera Memorial Foundation. When Waterbury had no Puerto Rican culture, the Rivera Memorial Foundation was one of two pillars in Waterbury that kept that culture alive. We play nice on a state level. The fact that Waterbury has 5 different organizations playing nice together that are Boricua-led, es un milagro de Dios, okay? So the Rivera Memorial Foundation, Friday, September 5th, is having their annual wine tasting fundraiser to kick off our weekend. And we heard from all of you guys last year who are like, pero espérate, Rafael, un weekend, todo diferente cosa. We want to go to it all. So everything's in one day. The Hispanic Coalition, Victor Lopez, the board of directors, will be holding the flag raising that morning, Saturday, September 6th, in front of City Hall with a review stand and their Puerto Rican mayor for the day, their 38th annual. And then that afternoon, we will kick off the parade in downtown Waterbury, our 3rd annual parade and festival. September 6th, we kick off at 12, and the parade goes right into downtown. We have worked with the city of Waterbury. We want to thank Mayor Paul Prunaruski, who finally gave us Library Park, y'all. We are finally in downtown Waterbury. Boricuas are taking over. And then that night at the Commissioner's Lounge, we are pleased that we're working with the Commissioner's Cigar Lounge for the 2nd annual White Party, Guayabera Party. That night you can go after party, smoke some cigars at the Commissioner's Lounge, a beautiful Boricua-owned Commissioner's Cigar Lounge. Our entertainment's run by Bad Boy Richie Rich Productions. Again, contracts haven't been signed. We can't announce that today. And then we invite you Saturday, May 31st. Alana's giving up her crown for our 3rd annual Miss Puerto Rico of Greater Waterbury, Miss Dominican Republic of Greater Waterbury at Mattatuck Museum from 12 to 4. I want to end by saying, I know my 2 minutes are almost up. Besides being Boricuas, we are Taínos. Taíno Daca. Can you say Taíno Daca? There is currently a bill in front of this legislature, House Resolution 10, H.R. 10, that celebrates and acknowledges and recognizes the Taino diaspora and culture. I ask you all to please send a letter of support to your legislatures, to your people, so they know that we support this. It just recognizes the fact that Tainos are here. We have a diaspora and we're teaching it. I thank Liz and Eastern Borincans for inviting me down to work with the Reinas to teach them Taino cultures and traditions. I want to thank LEAD as well and St. Mary's Hospital for being our lean sponsors and really working with us to bring culture to the forefront, especially our Taino kindred. Please support H.R. 10, the Taino resolution recognizing our diaspora. I want to thank Rep. Sanchez and Reyes for putting this forward and all the other reps for putting this resolution forward. Let's get this across the finish line and let's come as Tainos and let's celebrate this.
Thank you, Waterbury, Greater Waterbury. We are nearing its end. Before I ask CICD to step forward, I do want to have Representative Candelaria come forward and say a few words on behalf of the Puerto Rican and Latino Caucus. I also want to acknowledge, so as you heard earlier, a lot of the organizations here have received some form of state funding through the legislature in the past through DECD, Office of Tourism. And thanks to the legislature, and in particular, thanks to this gentleman and his nonprofit, his organization, he's been serving as our fiduciary to help ensure that we're good stewards of those dollars and ensure that the monies are spent. And that's Edward with BRBC. Thank you, Edward, for working with us. I know we give him gray hair with all the organizations, but thank you for your support on behalf of the coalition. And with that, Representative Candelaria.
Thank you, Joseph. Actually, I have to say thank you also to Edward. Thank you for the great work that you're doing on behalf of all of us. Para mí es un honor estar aquí con todos ustedes hoy día. Qué orgullosos somos de ser puertorriqueños, ¿verdad? We're very proud to be Puerto Rican, and you can tell just by everybody's smile, right, and content. I look forward to today because I want to hear who the artists are. Unfortunately, not too many report it, but I always look forward, right, to hear who those artists are and really to visit each event and spend time with the local Puerto Ricans and people that are come and join these festivities, because it's so important to really engage them and see their happiness, how they express their culture. And that's what this is about. It's about identity. It's about expressing who we are as a community and sharing it with the rest of the world. For me, it's an honor that we have it because the economic impact, not only in our state, but in our cities, is very, very big and very, very important. That's why my colleagues have been working even further, introducing bills not only to do the Borinqueria license plates, do the Puerto Rico Trade Commission, that I want to thank my good Representative Rosario for putting that forward with the rest of my colleagues. Also, we have another bill that we have is the Taino bill, which is the other bill. All these bills are moving forward through the legislation. Hopefully we'll get them to the end. But it's also important to remind everyone that we are facing hard economic times in our states. Our state has been impacted by a lot of federal cuts. And I have to be honest and mention that. And that will definitely have an impact on how we balance our budget in the state of Connecticut. But we are committed and working to ensure that we continue to fund the festivals because we understand the great work that you do and how you represent our community. So we will continue the struggle, we will continue the fight. Y que viva Connecticut, pero que viva Puerto Rico. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Juan. And again, I just think it's important to underline, it's not just cultural preservation, it's community work, it's the economic impact that we have on the state. And again, just discussing history, you know, it was in 1958 that the National Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York was launched. And it wasn't launched just to celebrate. It was launched in a way to mobilize the Puerto Ricans and Hispanic community in New York City who wanted a seat at the table. They wanted to be civil stewards. They wanted to be police officers and public safety officers. They wanted to be teachers. They wanted to work at City Hall. So they organized in New York in 1958 to form a parade as a way to celebrate, but to bring people together. How do we bring people together? Music, a celebration. So they mobilized in the spirit of a parade, but it was a deeper meaning. It was to mobilize for jobs, Fast forward 60 years, very similar story in Hartford, Connecticut with Maria Sanchez and other great leaders. 60 years ago last year, they mobilized in Hartford. They wanted to work at City Hall in Hartford. They wanted to be school educators and police officers. So that is where and who we stand on the shoulders of, right? Giants that are organizing for our culture and our community. It's intertwined. The cultural preservation, the pride, the celebration is intertwined with our community and the work that we do. And to wrap us up today with that 60-year tradition is a group that we call often the Madrina, the godmother, is CICD, which is the Greater Hartford Puerto Rican Day Parade. It was also the former state of Connecticut Puerto Rican State Parade, but now it's Greater Hartford CICD. Representing CICD is their board member and parade coordinator, director, Carlos Rodriguez.
Buenos días, familia. My name is Carlos Rodriguez. I'm the vice president for the Connecticut Institute for Community Development, Puerto Rican Day Parade Incorporated, also known as CICD. I'm also the parade coordinator for the Greater Hartford Puerto Rican Day Parade. First, I would like to recognize some of our board members that are here. Of course, we have Sammy Vega, we have Ivan Olmo, and we have Councilman Amical Hernandez. But most importantly, we want to recognize the two ladies that make us actually look good, right? First, I would like to start off with the Greater Hartford Miss Puerto Rico of 2024, Liana Rivera. And just an FYI, she will be attending UConn next semester. Also, we have the Greater Hartford Little Miss Puerto Rico of 2024, Layla Grace Arzuaga. I would like to start by saying thank you to the Puerto Rican Latino Caucus, just echoing what everyone here has said. Without your help, we wouldn't be able to make this happen. Also, to our sponsors, thank you. And to our local vendors. We tend to always go local when it comes to any bathroom rentals or music rentals or any instruments that we need. We definitely try to go local to support our local businesses. And most importantly, I want to start thanking Dressler Law for giving CICD a home. So thank you. All right. So last year we celebrated the 60th anniversary of the Puerto Rican Day Parade. This year we'll be celebrating the 61st. Once again, we will be closing out the parade season. The Greater Hartford Puerto Rican Day Parade and Festival del Coquí will be hosted on Sunday, September 21st. And the artists, just like everybody else here, we can't really mention. Nothing has been signed, but it will be announced. So please follow us on, Facebook, CICD PR Parade, Instagram, and just keep following, stay in the loop. This year's parade theme will be refining our cultural legacy, which in Spanish translates to refinando nuestro legado cultural. This year, we aim to acknowledge and recognize our hidden heroes, right? Those silent heroes, those individuals that we know put work in the community but don't like to be acknowledged. But this year, we're putting that pressure on the community, and in order to do so, we need your help because you guys know who those hidden heroes are. So as of May 1st, we started off a campaign in which we want the community to actually be the ones to nominate those individuals. So please stay tuned. You could go to hartfordprparade.com. The form will be there and also on Facebook, okay? The deadline for that will be mid-June. So please make sure you'll have a month and a half to start submitting names. Now, just to also let you know that News 8 will once again be broadcasting the parade live. This will be the 7th year, so thank you. Now, I want to mention some events that are going to be leading up to the parade and festival. One of the first ones is currently we have a essay scholarship, and for that, the deadline is April 30th. The scholarship is basically the importance of the Spanish language. La importancia del idioma español is a Spanish essay contest for high school students. Students must be enrolled in a high school in Connecticut. Essays should be written in Spanish. Essay should include a complete name, school's name, grade, phone number, and email address, a maximum of 3 pages. The deadline is April 30th. If you have any questions, please email pianomagico@hotmail.com, or you can text with any questions at 787-955-7096. Please take advantage of that scholarship opportunity. Now, in regards to, once again, we're going to have the Parade and Festival del Coquí on Sunday, September 21st, so please make sure you mark that on your calendars. We also have the Miss Puerto Rico Greater Hartford Cultural Pageant. It's a cultural pageant, not a beauty pageant. The cultural pageant will be, the cultural pageant press conference first will be on April 25th, and that will be at 673 Park Street in Hartford. Then we have the pageant fashion show at 673 Park Street in Hartford, and that's going to be on May 9th. Then we have the Miss Puerto Rico Greater Hartford Cultural Pageant, which that will be on May 24th. Then one thing that we also want to announce is that once again, the coalition will be marching together as one at the National Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York City, and that will be on 5th Avenue on Sunday, June 8th. We also have Roberto Clemente Day at Duncan's Park on August 16th. And make sure you mark your calendars, the flag-raising ceremony that we'll be hosting on Thursday, September 18th. We'll be starting at the state capitol, and they'll be leading at City Hall. We don't have the time at the moment, so just please follow us to stay tuned. And lastly, we will be ending the show on December 6th, which will be having the Maria Sanchez Awards and Scholarship Awards Banquet. We hope to see you there. Thank you.
So that concludes the summer schedule. And before I ask our legislators to wrap up and some further closing remarks, I want to reiterate, so this poster will be circulated on social media. The QR code on the far right, if you click on the QR code, either on social media or through this board, it will take you to a link that has all our social media platforms. All 7 organizations can be found by clicking that one QR code to get more information on your individual parades and festivals happening in a city or town near you. With that, Representative Rosario, Santiago, feel free, please.
Buenos días, que viva Puerto Rico. It's a pleasure to be here today to support this great press conference. Pero también we do this because we want to keep showing our children that this is our culture. We can't let it die. So we have to continue having these festivals. We have to continue having these organizations thrive. And hopefully in the years to come, we can get more towns to participate in having these festivals. But in Meriden, we have a cultural tent. We have all kinds of vendors. We have vendors from Ecuador. We have vendors from Peru. We have vendors from Mexico. We have vendors from El Salvador. It's a family affair where everybody in the city, in all our cities, participate. It gives them a chance to sell their food, to sell their wares, to sell anything that they want to sell that represents their country. So this is why it's not only a Puerto Rican event, but it's also a Latino Hispanic event for the whole state of Connecticut. So we want to make sure that we mention our brothers and sisters, because I love my Peruvian food. So besides my Puerto Rican food, but it's good to always make sure that we show up, and I usually try to show up at all the events, all the flag raisings, as long as I'm not doing anything else. But we have to keep this going for many, many years. And this is why it's important that we keep funding it, because it has to keep thriving, and we have to keep showing our Taíno, our Borinquen culture for the rest of the state of Connecticut. And we have to be very inclusive also. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for letting me say a few words. Y que viva Puerto Rico!
Good afternoon. Que viva y bonito Puerto Rico! Y que viva Ciales, Puerto Rico. My wife's here, so I got to shout out Ciales. Thank you, Joe, everybody on the committee. Fuerte aplauso, Puerto Rican Parade of Fairfield County, for the work that you do. But I do want to touch on something that Joe and Juan said. Times are different. Times are different. And in this country, I feel like la gente Latina, we're under attack. And it doesn't matter who you are. And it wasn't that long ago where it was our community that was under attack. In this very country, we couldn't even display this flag. But the Boricuas se respetan, we fight, we win. So this is not just a flag, doesn't represent Puerto Rico, it's a symbol of hope to all Latinos in this country. Come celebrate with us, porque en la unión está la fuerza. Que Dios los bendiga a todos.
Again, thank you, everyone. I do want to acknowledge Ms. Folklore, Shaki Acevedo. I saw her in my corner of my eye. Good to see you. That concludes the press conference. If there's any questions, we'll entertain. If you need an individual committee member, you can see them afterwards. Otherwise, thank you, everybody. God bless. Thank you.